Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. This is the brother Yakanan from the GMS Houston camp, and just a quick lesson. This morning, I was listening to, the lessons like I normally do. I believe I was listening to the Apostle Tahar, and it's a video he posted, I believe, yesterday, going into, an armada being sent to Iran. But in the video that he was playing, the speaker had mentioned this phrase called a pattern of life analysis, or pattern of life analysis. And that phrase, sometimes I'll hear phrases or words or whatnot and kind of wonder, what does that mean? And usually when that happens, I might be looking for a lesson or whatever. But when that happens, I'll start looking into it. And then if the information, I feel like it's worth bringing out. So this is a pattern of life, and I put in military strategy in the Google, and it gives me a quick overview. It says pattern of life, or POL, is a military intelligence strategy that maps, analyzes, and predicts the routine behaviors, movements, and activities of individuals, groups, or systems over time to detect anomalies, identify vulnerabilities, and inform targeting decisions. It leverages surveillance, open source data, and geospatial intelligence to create actionable predictive models, often within the F3 EAD find, fix, finish, exploit, analyze, and disseminate targeting cycle. So this is a whole, thing, a strategy that Esau Edom has utilized, and militarily. You see this done really all over the place. When you have like analytics and I want to say things like Amazon, things that track you, these flock cameras, like you have all these different things that track you, satellites and whatnot. But whereas, Amazon and whatnot, they use this for to get you to buy shit. They track you, and then they, track your movements, what you're looking at, what you've been looking at, on their website, or things that you've searched, because they've had different. I believe they've had lawsuits where they're invading people's privacy through their algorithms and whatnot that can predict, what you want to do. I saw a documentary about a lady that was that found out from Amazon, that she was pregnant, based off of, the things that she was looking at. Based off the things that she was looking at, they put it together that, oh, she's pregnant. We'll send her a congratulations thing. But anyway, hey, Slaki for, rambling and whatnot. But this is how, Esau gets by. This is how he uses his sword, his blessing. So anyway, it says key aspects of pattern of life strategy is targeting and analysis. Analysts construct detailed networks or diagrams linking people, places, and events to identify daily routines and critical relationships. So hey, these people are like hunters, which, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I was going to go into this article, but it's not really, this hits it right here on the overview, so that's fine. So I'm going to start here. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. Now, the horse, this is representing a different power. This is representing power, in other words. So that was red, and this red here, this is representative of Esau Edom. Red, that's how do you say, has a deep connection to Esau Edom. And Lord willing, I'll get to it. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So this is Esau Edom, who's in rulership right now, who has control over the earth. And this is through his sword, through his weaponry. And he was able to take peace from the earth. You see that this devil is in rulership. Things are more chaotic. There's wars breaking out, turmoil, people, suffering, and mentally, physically. The food is poisoned, the water is poisoned, the air is poisoned, everything is defiled under this devil. So, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Matter of fact, let's look at this word for peace real quick. This is G1515, Irene. And it says, by implication, prosperity. Oh, even that, the prosperity of the earth. The earth is not as prosperous as it was, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 500 years ago. No, the earth is becoming a wasteland. You have garbage islands, microplastics found in your brain, in your sac, in your blood. This is crazy. It says peace, quietness, and if you around anywhere, it is not quiet where you at. Matter of fact, where I'm out right now, I can hear a generator. Hear some kind of turbine, the AC system, whatever. Hear cars passing. Hear sirens. This shit is not quiet. Your thoughts racing constantly, but continuing. It says a state of national tranquility. So there is no tranquility. Matter of fact, let's get that tranquility. What is that? Tranquility is the quality or state of being calm, peaceful, serene, free from disturbance, noise, or anxiety. And that is not how, things are going today. You are not calm. No matter, what the facade these people want to put on, they are not calm. Underneath, they're anxious. Meaning that they're being choked out by day-to-day life. Bills on top of bills, debts, worry, doom, gloom, doom scrolling, serene and free from disturbance, noise, or anxiety. It describes a quiet, untroubled state of mind, place, or environment often associated with nature, relaxation, and a lack of emotional stress. So you are not experiencing tranquility. It says exemption from the rage and havoc of war, and wars are breaking out all over the place. And so much so that the scriptures say that it says he's taking peace from the earth. And so much so, what did Yahweh Shai say? Let me get this real quick. This is Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, this is through Esau Edom's rulership. Him being the wicked in rulership. Guess what? Everybody else underneath him that follows him is going to be wicked as well. So because iniquity shall abound, iniquity at an all-time high. The love of many shall wax cold. So that when it says wax cold right there, that's meaning psycho, meaning they have no love for each other, meaning they're psychotic. There's another one. Let me see here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. Oh, okay, let's see. Let me start up a bit. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So, all you that dwell in this world, you carnal, everybody, the carnal-minded people, the only people that are going to be exempt from this destruction, everything that's going to take place, that they're still going to go through it. but really exempt from the nuclear, judgment as the elect. But it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So this is the time that we're in. This is under Esau Edom's rulership. He is the last, empire to rule. Then after this, it's the kingdom of heaven. The saints are going to take the kingdom. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. So there's a sedition. Let's look at that. What is that? What is sedition? Looking at everything. Sedition is speech or conduct that incites or promotes insurrection or rebellion against a government or lawful authority. So this is the things that are leading up to this point, like what's going on in Minnesota, really what's going on all around the U.S. These things are going to spill over into chaos. So speech or conduct that incites or promotes insurrection or rebellion against the government. And why is that? Why is that? Let me get this real quick. And Slocky, this is, you pull a few precepts, and then once you start rolling, everything is different. So let me see before I forget. The people mourn. I want to say that's Proverbs. Oops. It's Proverbs. I believe it's Proverbs 29:2. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So this is why the people are you're gonna have what does it say? Sedition. Because when the righteous are in authority, guess what? There's gonna be peace. But up until this point, the people are gonna be mourning, and at a certain point, they're gonna be tired of mourning. They're gonna be tired of being under the hand of the wicked. They're gonna rebel. What did I say? But they're gonna rebel. The people are going to rebel. For there shall be sedition. 2 Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. So they're not gonna regard the laws. They're not gonna regard the government. They're no longer gonna care. Because what? The government itself is wicked. They're not regarding their own laws that they set up. Like you have ICE. They don't care that you show them the papers. They don't care that you show them that you're a citizen. They don't care about you being separated from your parents. They don't care. Like they have a spirit on them, and that's a no mercy kind of spirit. And that's only going to turn up. And one. Did I read 15? This is 2 Ezra 15:15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So the people are going to fight against each other. Civil war, that's brewing. Neighbor against neighbor. It's going to be all out chaos. It's going to be bad out here for these people. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Sedition, what I was going into, or sedition, the definition I pulled, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So peace is taken from the earth. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So destruction is coming. They're going to be pulled out of their houses, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. I mean, no mercy, don't care. Love is wax cold. I don't give a fuck what you saying. Remember that time you let your dog poop in my yard? Whatever is going through their minds, because they're only going to be thinking about, But a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So the lack of bread, a famine is coming. You're not gonna be able to go to the grocery store. You're not gonna. It's gonna be all out chaos. Ain't gonna nothing gonna be out here. Great tribulation, hard times, no work, nothing. Damn, this nigga, give me 1 second. It's a lot. But that's pretty much it for that. So hey, this devil has been given a great sword. He's taking peace from the earth. So Revelation 6:4 again. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and that there was given unto him a great sword. So the word sword, let's look at that. G3162 Machaira. I'm not sure. Machaira? It says a knife, i.e., dirt, figuratively war, judicial punishment, sword. It says a large knife used for killing animals and cutting up flesh, a small sword as distinguished from a large sword. And this great sword, all this is ranging from his speech, his tongue, to what he puts in the food, to what he puts in the air, to what he puts in the water, to what he puts in your mind, to the actual gun, the knife, weaponry, biological weapons, diseases. It is social media, the phones, all the way to nuclear weaponry, energy weapons, laser weapons, satellite weapons. Even this here, what did I say? The pattern of life, using your patterns as a weapon. Tracking your movements, looking for anomalies. What stands out? Oh, looks like every day he does the same thing. But what happened today? What happened on Wednesday? Why did he go there? Why did he take off? Why did he go a different direction? Every day you do the same thing, and this devil keeps track of that. But this is going into his blessing and what he was born with. His attributes that he was sent from a young age, from his forefather. So this is just straight to the point. In Genesis 25:27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So the boys, the Esau and Jacob, Esau being the older brother, the blessing that was, or the prophecy that was told to Rebekah was, the elder shall serve the younger. Esau, Edom came out first. He came out red and hairy. But not red, but red like an hairy, or not hairy, but red like an hairy garment, meaning he came out looking like a stillborn, no pigment. So even going back to him, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. So Esau was a cunning hunter. So let's look up hunter first. So this is H6718. Tazayad says hunting game, a hunting provision. So he's a hunter. It says a chase, also game. So like when you see most of like the deer hunters or like hunting season, whatnot, that's Esau. With the camouflage, with the duck calls, with the scents to cover himself. The things that the trick deer, the trick animals, the trick different, whatever he's hunting, he has different tactics for that. So the pattern of life, how he does it for animals, track their migration patterns, track what they eat, track what they like to eat, track their mating season. This is what he does. He's a hunter. So let's look at that. Cunning hunter. Cunning. So this is H3045 Yadai. And this is look at this. This is a whole long thing, but it goes into a lot of stuff. Yadai means to know, to learn, to know, to perceive, to perceive and see, to find out, to discriminate, distinguish, to know by experience, like it, to recognize, to admit, acknowledge, confess, to know, to be acquainted with, to know how, to be skillful, to have knowledge, to be wise. So it is double A. Esau Edom, he's a very knowledgeable hunter. He's looked into everything. He's looked into different strategies. He knows how to hunt. This being, his attributes from a young age, which, you know, uh, jumping down Genesis 25 and 30, and Esau said to Jacob, this is when Esau sold his birthright, sold his blessing, which is why it is elites. Esau Edom has a deep hatred towards you to this day. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he cannot hide his hatred towards you. He can for a little bit, but it's going to show eventually. It's going to peer out. Like Second Esdras, or no, not Second Esdras, Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, the 12th chapter goes into, going into the rust of the enemy. So, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. So this is how he also got the name Edom, which means red. This is H123 Adama, which is Adawam. That's right. And it means red. Which actually, I think that's wrong. That Hebrew right there. Shoot, we're gonna give me a second. All right, so back. Let's see. Right. So right here, it's the same. I like this specific website because it has the Paleo Hebrew, and it has the different translations. See, it has the Assyrian script, and then it also has the Paleo Hebrew. You see, it says before 585 BC, and then even here, it shows that same word Ada, how it said Adam, and that other on the website shows you that Strong's can be wrong, but here it says Adawam. See here, that's this one right here, starting right to left. Wam, right there. So here I will show you down here, Lord willing. You know what? I don't think it's gonna work the same. I think this is a picture, right? So down here, the same thing. It says Adawam, meaning red. So here, this is Kwa Ra'ah, meaning call, Sham, Sha, Ma, Wa. So Kwa Ra, Sham, Wa, Adam. So called his name Edom, or Adawam, meaning red. So, so going back. So that was it for that, Esau Edom, a cunning hunter, a knowledgeable hunter. And how are you knowledgeable? You gotta track your prey. You gotta follow them, get down their patterns, get down their routines. And this is what he's done. And this is Genesis 27 and 39, when he was blessed by Isaac with the sword. When he received his blessing, how would he get everything that he has today? Through his sword. So, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So by your sword. So here, this is H2719 Harab, and it says also a cutting instrument or draught, What is a drought? I'm looking up everything just because. Oh, okay. I think that meant drought. Drought also a cutting instrument from its destructive effect. As a knife, as a sword or other sharp implement, axe, dagger, knife, mattock, wood, sword, tool. So, hey, even this sword, knife, sword, tools for cutting stone, laser weapons. But it says back in 39, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. The fatness of the earth, the greatest, best places on the earth. Also, the oil fields, oil, going into all the resources. This devil has them all. He's going to have that. You're going to dwell in the best places. You're going to live in the best places. You're going to have all the resources. And by your sword thou shalt live. Let's get the word for live. H2421, chaya. And it says to live, have life, remain life, sustain life, to live prosperously. So, living prosperously, how this devil's on top so far ahead of Jake. You know, how did he get this? How did he do this? By his sword. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, which that happened after the death of King Solomon. This is Psalm 17 and 13. Well, I'm going to start up a little bit. I'm going to start at verse 11. They have now compassed us in our steps. Matter of fact, let me start up. Verse 8. This is Psalm 17 and verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings from the wicked that oppress me. So this is even after Jacob received a blessing, he had to flee because Esau was going to kill him. When you finish reading in Genesis 27, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. So, compass you means to surround you. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. And when you look at just the commander in chief, you know how proudly he speaks. How much more so those that are under him? You know, how much more so does Esau Edom speak proud and wickedly? You know, look at the guy Noah Yuval Harari. You know, look at the dudes from Palantir. Look at I can't remember his name, but just look at the people from Palantir. And I can't remember the other guy, but that Frankenstein looking nigga. God damn. But anyway, they are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. In this system, where we are in Babylon the Great, where we are today, we are in a bad state. This is the absolute worst case scenario. We are in an enemy's land. We're being tracked constantly. So you're being tracked by your phones. You're being tracked by your vehicle. Your vehicle might have a tracking device or whatever, but you're being tracked by flock cameras. You're being tracked by all sorts of different things. You know, you're being watched all the time, whether it be online, the internet, your phone, your TV listening to you, your modem tracking you. And I keep saying phone, but your phone itself. This is a listening device. You have a camera on it. It's probably looking at me right now. You know, you have geotagging, like all this stuff. Like, you are in a bad situation, and you have been made to be completely reliant on your phone, and it's only going to get worse because it's going to turn into that micro C-hip. But this devil, what came to mind was this devil with his pattern of life analysis, tracking your every movement. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. So they lurking, they ready to snap you, Jake, up. They're ready to kill, they're ready to shed blood on you, Jakes. They want that blessing back. This devil is hungry. Like it says also, the whore representing Babylon, representing America, was drunken with the blood of the saints. It says that in Daniel chapter 7 too. They should wear out the saints. And that wearing out is constant harassment. Constantly bothering you, constantly taking away your peace. Verse 13, arise, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So disappoint Esau Edom. He thinks he's gonna win this. He thinks he has a chance, but he's mistaken. Yahushai is going to step in. Our Savior is going to step in. He is going to save his elect. He is going to save his people. And there's really nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do to prevent it. Doesn't matter how much you track us or whatever. Our Savior is going to save us. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. So, even though Esau Edom is the wicked, he is still a part of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's arsenal. He is a tool of judgment. Like, this is what he was made to do, to be the wicked and to bring out wicked judgments. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children and lead the rest of their substance to their babes. So this is them. They leave behind inheritances and whatnot, and whatever else that is they'll leave behind, because I noticed growing up, like boomers and whatnot, they don't like leaving behind an inheritance. They don't like making things easier for the next generation. Really, that's Esau all over. Ooh, I'll read this last verse. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. So, matter of fact, let me get this. I believe it's in Thessalonians. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It's Twinkling. No. Come on, man. Okay, there's another one. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, meaning we're not all going to die, but we shall be changed. But all of Israel. And we're not all going to die. Not all the Israelites are going to die. Not all the elect are going to die. Not all the 144,000 are going to die. But all of Israel is going to be changed. All of Israel is going to partake in this. It's just 144,000. It's going to be that first fruits. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So we're going to be changed. We're going to be different. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to be immortals. We're going to be completely changed, completely different than what you see today. Let me see. And I thought that was in First Thessalonians too. Maybe I can't remember how it was worded exactly. This is First John chapter 3 and verse 2. Beloved, now we are the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, Yahushai, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And Yahushai is an immortal being. He's completely changed. He's not gonna die ever again. He's not gonna suffer. He's a perfect being. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, so I'm not sure. I was probably thinking of First Corinthians, but this one is saying something similar. So this is First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. So those that had died, and they're going to rise first. They're going to be resurrected. They're going to receive new bodies. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with him in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So shall we ever be with the Lord. And this really just flowing in the spirit, but this is how the spirit led it, because it is the devil doing all this tracking our lives and all this stuff. But at this point, when Yahushua returns, you are not going to be able to do anything. You can't prevent us from getting into the chariots. You can't stop the elect. You're not going to stop Yahushua from saving his people. Let me see. Oh, maybe it's 31. My bad. And this being called up into the chariots, all this is a part of the new covenant. Yahushua coming to meet his bride. The elect are likened unto virgins. So this is Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. So we're going to have the laws, statutes, commandments, all this put within us. We're going to be like Yahushua. We're going to be like how Yahushua is. He's completely perfect. And we're going to be the same. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sin no more. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, through the blood of Yahushai, he's forgiven us. This is gonna happen. And Lord willing, we continue. But in Esau, Edom, it don't matter what weapons, how you try to come up with it. What's already written is gonna happen. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Shalom.